Hello students, today we are going to discuss about the topic iteration or iteration. So the definition of iteration is a kind of repetition is called iteration. This set of statements in a program is made possible using looping constructs. So looping means it's a kind of repetition of the statements. So here real life example of the iteration is a life cycle of butterfly. Here you see the first one, it lays eggs, then it can be larva, then it can be have a pupa, then it will be a butterfly. And again butterfly will lay the eggs and then larva, then pupa, then butterfly. So this will be just repeatedly happening in the life cycle of the butterfly. So the real life example is silkworm lays eggs. Silkworm is nothing here butterfly and paying electricity bill for every month. In our house every month we will get the electricity bill but with the different amounts, but still we need to pay every month. This is the repeated task in our daily life. For loop and with the range function. So we are going to discuss about the for loop here. First of all, we will know about that what are the types of loops, for loop and while loop. While loops are called as indefinite loops because statements are executed until a logical condition remains true. So when this condition will become false, then the loop will be stopped. So otherwise, till that condition, it will be just executing, where this is called as while loop. The for loop are called as definite loop because statements are executed for the definite number of times, because here we are giving the number of times in the for loop like 5 times or 4 times. We are going to give this the number of times in the for loop. For loop used to iterate or repeat itself over a range of values or a sequence. It is known in advance how many times the loop is going to be executed. So we already know that number of times. It might be 10 times or it might be 12 times. So the user are going to give the number of times how many times the for loop is going to execute. So this is a flowchart diagram. Here you can see the yellow color box is the test expression. The test expression might be giving us the chance to give whether the condition will become true or false, because it's a Boolean statement which compare with the relational operator we are going to give it. Okay, otherwise we are going to give this many number of times only going to be executed. So suppose 5 times or 6 times, that is it. So when the condition is true, then it goes for the body for the loop. It will update the statement, again it will check the condition true. So when this condition will become false, it will be exit from the loop and the statement will be printed. Before we go to the range function, we are going to see some of the program in the for loop. So let's see in the for loop. So first we are going to type this Python. Okay, so first one for I in the letter Python we are going to give. So whenever we are using the for loop, we have to give this colon symbol. So when we give this colon symbol, the Python automatically indent the space for the next statement. Suppose if I am writing here print of I. So here what is happening here? So I will have a Python. That means first it will transfer the letter P. Then it will transfer the letter Y. So how many number of letters are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 letters are there. The sixth letter is N. After that there is no letter. So what happened? The first I will carry the P. The next I will carry Y. Then I will carry T. Like this it will be printed. So how the output will be printed is, so the output will be printed is here. So the output will be printed for us here. First one, it will give me P because I will have P. So once the P is printed, then it will give Y. Then it will give T. Then it will give H. Then it will give O. Then it will give N. So this is my output. So let's see the output. I'm going to execute the program. It is asking me to save it. So let me save this program with the for loops. Okay. So now you see Python. Now the next program is, so I'm going to give this one and I'm going to hide this program. I'm going to give next program for, so again I'm writing I is equal to 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So number of elements are 5. It's in the list. So how many elements are there? 5 elements are there in our list. So for C in I. So what happened whenever I'm writing I, so the like 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 is there. So now I will become 10. So the 10 will be transferred to C. So what happened? What I wanted to print of C, I have to print. So when I'm printing, first it will print 10, then it will print 20, it will print 30. So let's execute this program. So similarly Python, it will print 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So there are 5 elements are there. So let me hide this for program. Now I'm going to find the even numbers, for even numbers within the elements, with the given elements. Okay, with the given elements. So I'm taking one of the variable I is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So in these elements we know which are the even number, like 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So these are the even number. But how the Python is going to find out in a very easy way. So we are going to write it for C in I. First of all, I will transfer all the elements in the C. Now the C should be checked. So if C is modulus of 2 equal to 0, when I get this one, then I will get print C is an even number. So which are the numbers which is there in the C? That is an even number. So let me execute this program. It's okay to save. So you can see 2 is an even number. 4. Every element will be transferred. 1 also will be transferred. 3 also will be transferred. But which are the elements will have a 0 as a remainder? Then that will be an even number. Hope you can understand this program with the help of the for loop. The next one, we are going to use the range function. It is a built-in function in Python and it is used to create a list containing a sequence of numbers starting with the start and ending with one less than stop. So the syntax is range, start, stop and step. So we have to use this range function with the help of the for loop. We cannot go generally with simply the range function. We need to write with the for loop. So let's write one example. Okay, let's write one example for the for loop in my Python shell window. Suppose if I'm writing for I in range of, I'm writing the starting number, stopping number, and I am writing this. So this will be means 1 to 9. This will means 1 to 9. Okay, and I am writing print of I. So now you see here the program will have, here you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so this is my output. Suppose if I am writing here for I in range of 1, 10. Okay, 1, 10, the step is 2. Okay, so 1, 9 it will take and it will skip one number. So let's see the output of this. Here you see first 1, then 3, then 5, then 7, then 9. 10 it will not take. Okay, so suppose if I'm giving for I in range of 2, 20, then you are writing the step 2. That means 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 till 19 it will take. So 20 will be printed or not. That is our question. So we will see that the output 20 will not be printed, 8 till 18 only it will be printed for us. Clear? So here when we see this example, range of 10 means 0 to 9. Range of 1 comma 11, simply you are giving only one element, it will start from, that means we have to consider the starting point is 0. Okay, if we are giving this one, that means we are taking the starting point is what, 0 then to 10, that's why 0 to 9. 1 to 11 means 1 to 10. 0 to 30 then 5, that means 5 is the step value, that means plus 5. From 0 we will start till 25. Then 0 minus 9, 0 to minus 9, minus 1 will be printed. That means we have to decrease the value. Okay, decrease the value because my step is minus 1. This function always must be integer. You cannot give any string. That means characters you cannot give. The step parameter can be the positive or the negative other than 0. You cannot give 0 as a negative, 0 as a step number. So here you can see the program for I in range of 1 to 5. Okay, for I in range of 1 to 5. So here you can see that end is like I you are going to print. Now here you are giving the element and you are passing this element to the C and you are going to get the print. So let's see this in the program. So the same thing I am going to type it. For I in range of 1 comma 5 is given. Okay, 1 comma 5 is given here. Okay, 1 comma 5 is given. So I'm writing here, then print of I, then I'm writing this same statement end I am writing, that means we are giving the space. So here you can see 1 2 3 4 it is printed. So when I am typing this one, okay, here I am giving the element C is equal to 1 2 3 4 5. So I am giving the element. So I am passing the element to my I. All these elements to be I. So when I am writing print of I am writing. So what is my output? Here you see 1 2 3 4 5. So the fifth element. So this is the difference between the normal for program with the range we have to take. So if I want to print this, okay, when I want to print this one in the horizontal way, so let's see this one 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, for I in range of, for I in C I am writing, then I am writing print of I comma end equal to, I am writing this way. Okay, so I am writing here you see 1 2 3 4 5. So the end will be like this statement will be help us to make my output as a horizontal way. Clear? So here you can see for I in 1 to 5. So this will be taken the output 1 to 4 only. But here we are giving the element to pass the element to the I. That means transferring all the elements to I. Then it will be printed. The next one for I in range 2 comma 11 comma 2. So suppose if they are asking the even number program, you can write by using this one or you can write this program. So the both programs will be given the same output. So this is the multiplication table for program multiplication table. This is the third multiplication table. So let's see in the window. So I'm hiding this program. I'm hiding this program. So num is equal to 3 I'm writing. Then for I in range of, I need to 1 to 10 I have to print. So 1 comma 11 I'm writing. Then I'm writing print num comma, then I have to write the symbol into multiplication, then I'm writing I because I will be transferred, then equal to I'm writing, then whatever the num will be there, then I have to multiply with what I, because I will be the print. So let's see that when I'm executing this program. So here you can see third multiplication is done. Okay. Suppose if I want to print as per my wish what type of table I wanted. Okay. So input, enter the number. Okay. Enter the number I am giving. So let me see the program output. It's okay to save. So enter the number, suppose 4. So it will give me the fourth table.